Good afternoon and welcome to NYFP. Today we bring you a special segment on technology and security. Joining me is Jason Freeberg, who's the Executive Vice President and Director of Security at EmergenSee. Good afternoon, Jason. Thanks for joining me.
Good afternoon, Remy. Thanks for having us.
Well, every day we're all connected to the internet, either by smartphone, tablet devices, or laptops. So could you tell the audience a little bit about your product and what it does?
Sure. EmergenSee is a smartphone application that as soon as you hit it, it uploads audio, video, and GPS, real time, anywhere in the world.
And what do you think distinguishes your app from other products out there in the market?
Ours is the only application that puts all of those features together in one piece. All of the rest of them seem to do one piece or the other, but none of them use the patented technology that we have that combines it all into one piece and one button. So you could provide friends and family and even public safety and police officers the information that they need to respond appropriately.
And Jason, I'd like to know a little bit more about your background and the inspiration for this product. I know that you used to work at Bucknell University, so could you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I spent roughly 20 years in higher education law enforcement doing safety and security, and I recently retired as the chief of Bucknell University. Basically, I saw the product and I was thoroughly excited by it. I really think it could be the next generation for our 911 system. And I was offered the opportunity to come on board with the company at a very early stage. And I said, I'm in. Let's figure out a way to make this the company that we think it could be to change 911 and revolutionize it.
And I'm sure, given your experience on college campuses, you learned a lot about security. And prior to our interview, you also mentioned that it is spring break. So could you give me a little bit of background in terms of some cases or situations that you've been through?
Sure. You know, spring break is always a great time for students, faculty, staff. Faculty, staff get a break, and students get to get away from the faculty and staff, and so they really like it. One of the things that most concerns the students when they go away is being disconnected from all their friends and family. And so we try to rely on what we have, and that technology is the smartphone. And it's our umbilical cord to reality, and it's also our safety net if something was to happen. And so by having that emergency on their phone, if something was to happen, all of them that are at the location can keep each other's contacts, and if something was to happen, they call each other, they hit the button, and it'll automatically notify them that their friends are in trouble, and then they can go and respond. And spring break, you never know what's going to happen. Everybody thinks of sunburn, but if you go to a place that you've never been, the language is maybe a barrier. There's areas that you may accidentally walk into that aren't so good. You may drink a lot. That's one of the bigger issues that we have is overindulgence on spring break. On average, females drink 10 drinks a day and males drink up to 18 drinks a day. And you never know what kind of drinks or the strength of the alcohol is.
Well, that sounds like a lot of drinks, but since you mentioned languages, my question is, does this work just in the U.S. or also overseas?
It is a global product. Currently we're working on all of the translation into the native languages. Spanish obviously is our next one that we have coming on board, and that's the easiest one for us to translate. Then we're going to go from there. We have a couple of companies that are working in South America as well as Asia, and those are the ones that we have sort of on tap next. And so what we're going to do is have a parallel track. So we have everything in English. As we rewrite the code and make the product and keep adding things onto it, we're going to break out and add these international languages as well. It works everywhere, but it's currently only in English.
Okay, Jason. Well, my next question for you is regarding your business model. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So EmergenSee comes in three pieces. The first one is just regular EmergenSee, and basically that is a free application that anybody can download for their phone, and that's meant for friends and family to just have it on their phone and have the ability to contact each other whenever they need to. The second one is what we call our U, or our campus feature, and that's for colleges, higher education, or any place with a corporate campus, for instance, the New York Stock Exchange. You could put a geofence over it and it'll work anywhere there, and then the company pays to monitor that anybody that's in that application area. And then the third one is what we call our Pro Code, and that's our global product. And basically what we do is we hook you up with a back-end security monitoring company or a company that does global extractions, medical or security, and they'll monitor it. And if you get in trouble, all you do is tap that application and it goes directly to their security office or police department, and then they can respond. And so that's how we really are getting into it. The free one is to get everybody on board, and then the other two are monetized for our company and also work for both the security sectors and medical sectors.
And last but not least, Jason, before we wrap it up for today's interview, I do want to ask you, does EmergenSee have anything new coming up in the near future?
We do. We actually are going to have our Pro Code, which will be able to, you'll actually be able to work just with EmergenSee, and for a monthly fee, be able to use our product and be monitored anywhere in the world. And we also have the profile codes coming out, which means you'll be able to do very expanded profiles, and so you can link to your work or your school or anything else and have a lot of additional information feed in depending on who else gets the information.
Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining me, and thanks for telling me a lot more about your exciting product today.
I appreciate your time, and thank you very much.